It was quite the journey. It's been, what? A little over a year since I started playing? Woo! I will say that, as far as Fallout 4, let's see here. The level ups, completely different. I'm not saying it was. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's not. It's not good or bad. It's kind of like, eh. I like the idea that you could get some decently powerful skills and talents early on, and it won't be too crazy because you have to at least hit level 50, and you actually have to level up and get certain levels before certain things can get truly crazy. Whoa, things are getting loud. Is that me or is that? I think it's the music. Crafting, interesting. It's a step up from what they did in New Vegas. And it's kind of nice to be able to upgrade your weapons as you go along instead of just upgrading a skill in order to be more effective and put out the maximum power. And it's kind of nice how you can effectively upgrade stuff to better suit your playstyle. I really liked how power armor is handled in this game, because I remember when I haven't really played Fallout or Fallout 2. Fallout 3 was my first experience, and then New Vegas, and then now Fallout 4. And I always avoided power armor because it made me feel so sluggish. It didn't feel worthwhile, in my opinion, because I was more of a stealth type player. So it's also kind of like how I ended up building early on here. It's like I was kind of like naturally went for high intelligence for skills and stuff without even really knowing how things actually would play out here differently in terms of skills and talents and all that wonderful fun stuff. But the customization options was really, really nice. And I did like the return of the bobbleheads. And the bobbleheads in this game when they disappeared in New Vegas. I mean, this is a nice little thing to hunt down. And I like how the magazines were handled differently since there's no longer skill ups. They actually add like their own little talents and what have yous to kind of replace what was lost in terms of the leveling up system. I'm not really sure what else to say. It's just it's really fun, and it definitely made me feel like I could have. I'm not saying like Fallout 3 or New Vegas had very limiting options, but I felt like I could explore a whole lot more of what was available in terms of arsenal and like the weapons and the armor capabilities, and even using chems. Like I had this entire character that I built that I did kind of like a chem using build. Sure, New Vegas had like a starting perk that allowed you to completely avoid the addiction. It just didn't feel the same. Joe Cummings was in this? Oh, he wasn't in this, but he voiced some characters. Oh, that's nice. That's so cool. Oh, sorry. Got sidetracked by Jim Cummings popping up there on the credits there. Oh. But yes, it felt like there were so many more possibilities and what you can do in this game in terms of like the flexibility of your character build. Now, I mean, it did kind of make me miss a little bit of like being in a mindset of like you have to be careful of where you actually set up your initial special points and your skills in the beginning of the game, because it can really set the kind of playstyle you have and what to look forward to in the future. And then especially like when you first get your first perk point and you got to figure out, okay, well here are all the variety of perks, so that looks interesting to me and how I want to build my character. So you kind of got to focus on your special stats and your skills, how you level up everything. Whereas here it's just all right here. If you just focus your attention on it, you can level it up, get it upgraded, and do awesome stuff. So yeah, that's all I have. I mean, I think really the only thing I didn't really care for, and it's kind of been pointed out a lot, I know, by other people who probably players and such, and that's the whole workshop settlement thing. I mean, it's interesting. I feel like on paper it seemed like an interesting idea. It's like, oh cool, this is an interesting thing. You can build up strongholds and stuff. It's just the execution. The execution kind of fell flat. Felt like there was too much babysitting involved, in my opinion. Especially when you had to have patches for this game. That was like, Preston Garvey no longer harasses you as much as he used to. We had to tone back Preston Garvey a lot. I am still disappointed that I was not able to put Preston Garvey in a pillory because of his annoyances. Anyways, I finished Fallout 4 in terms of the base story. One of the endings. Politics in this game, man, between the Institute and the Railroad. I mean, honestly, I feel like maybe the Minutemen have like the easiest footing to go with, because it feels like they're kind of like neutral towards everybody, except I guess maybe the Institute, because Institute and synths and I don't know. Railroad, I don't really agree with too much. I mean, I understand their passion and their ideals and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's not enough for me to like really stand with them. It's kind of like I would feel indifferent to them. The Institute, I feel, quite frankly, if they had the best interest in mankind, maybe you could have done it about a better way. I mean, seriously, everybody's like, they're so paranoid that, oh no, we're getting replaced. What do you do with the people that you replace with the synths? Do you just kill them? Do you throw them in stasis? I never really understood what the answer was. As far as I can tell, you just kill them. You replace them, you kill them. I don't know. I don't really remember the answer. I mean, I played down the Institute's storyline, and I don't really remember if they answered the question of what do they do with the people they replace with the synth. Brotherhood is Brotherhood. They have to have this. Brotherhood is Brotherhood. I can understand, I can see a lot of why people probably don't really like for them, because there's this whole single-minded view kind of thing, where there's like little trust in anybody that's not them. Like, you can't let anybody play with any sort of toys because it could lead to destruction and all that jazz. And I mean, I can understand why they would feel that way. But the whole also super controlling over ghouls are ghouls, all of them should be killed. Super mutants are super mutants, they should all be killed. Robots shouldn't be able to think for themselves, they need to be controlled. Blah, blah, blah. I just kind of went with them because honestly, I really like Liberty Prime and just the whole thing that they got going for them in terms of the firepower. And the Minuteman, well, I have never really done the Minuteman path. It's just Preston Garvey, gosh darn you. Preston Garvey and settlements and this and that, and blah 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 blah. That's about it. I'm sorry. I probably would have done Minutemen if Preston Garvey just didn't leave that sour taste in my mouth over everything. We need to make a new settlement. No we don't. We need to make a new settlement. No we don't. I just really like being able to, I don't know, as I said, there's just so much things that I never really enjoyed that I was able to enjoy in this playthrough. Like, I hardly ever touched any of the heavy weapons. After so many times I played through Fallout 3 and New Vegas, I never really, it's like I would pick up, I would just like stick with like the hunting rifle and the sniping rifle. Maybe a 10mm pistol or a 9mm pistol. I would always have a little sidearm, and I would always have like a rifle, like a sniping rifle, because that was just how I kind of built. I would just sneak around and go pew, 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 pew. Except Fallout 3, I did kind of go with the combat shotgun in Fallout 3. That gun was so overpowered in that game. Oh, it was beautiful. But regardless, I never really messed around with miniguns. Never really messed around with the rocket launchers. Never even shot off. I still haven't even fired off a Fat Man in this game. I need to do that. But never really played around with Fat Man. Never really played around with automatic weaponry. I tended to avoid those, like doohickeys that they are. And I mean, like in my New Vegas playthrough, I went with a melee build because I hardly ever did melee combat. So I figured, you know what, I want to try something different, and that's what I did here. It's like, you know what, I never really messed around with power armor either, and here power armor seemed like a different kind of thing, with the whole upgrade system and the different parts and how you repair it and you can upgrade it and stuff like that, and the whole fusion cores. I mean, yeah, I avoided a lot of the the aggravating parts of that by leveling up and then realizing, like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is the path of most efficiency if I'm going to do this. So yes. And I mean, having played it on different styles as well. Oh, they're doing the soundtrack here, so we're getting close to the end of the credits. Sorry for the hiccups. But yeah, it's just with this game, with Fallout 4, I was just able to experience so much other stuff that I really never ever really think to do with in the previous Fallout games I've played. Again, I haven't played the original game. Well, technically I have. Yes, I have played it, but like, I'm so atrocious at it. Like, Fallout 2, I even played a little bit of Fallout Tactics. I can hardly even get past the tutorial areas in order to, like, experience the game, because I'm just so, like, it's just like, it requires such a different mindset because of how those games were. Between, like, how do you even play the game? Oh. It's like, there are times where I'll just reinstall those games and I'll try it one more time. Like, maybe this time I can figure out how to play and survive. But yeah, I really like how accessible Fallout 4 made playing any kind of build. And just the accessibility allowed me to experience so many things that I never tried experiencing before. Yeah, because I am repeating myself again and again and again. And the soundtrack. I really enjoy the soundtrack. I mean, I kind of wish I listened to more of the soundtrack. I mean, when I'm playing on my own, I always have the radio on because I just love listening to these old songs and stuff. Yeah. David Cook? Huh. Yes. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say at this point. Just... It was a fun experience. It was a fun experience. Not... Story-wise, not as good as... In terms of immersion, not as good as New Vegas, but, you know... Fallout 4 is good. I really enjoyed it. So, thank you all very much for watching. And ciao for now. Ciao for now.